Today on Cabela's DeerGearTV, we're diving into the world of handgun hunting. From beginner tips to veteran practices, we'll show you the necessary steps to become a handgun hunting enthusiast. We've received many questions over the past year about handgun hunting. How do I get started? Which handgun is right for me? What hunting situations am I going to find myself in? So we thought we would dedicate this episode to sharing our knowledge of handgun hunting and helping you get started in this exciting style of hunting.
You know, I routinely get a lot of questions when I'm out and about, taking up new means and methods to go hunt with, hunting in different locations, different species. And one of those popular questions I tend to get recently is handgun hunting. That people come up and say, man, I saw you hunting with that 460, or you were rattling and you rattled in this big deer and the guy shot it with a handgun. And they're like, I want to learn how to do that. I'm interested in that. And the first thing I always tell them is, don't be afraid to take up handgun hunting. Yes, it's totally different than hunting with a rifle or muzzleloader or any other means and method that you've ever hunted with before, but it's so much fun. It opens up an entirely new way for you to be able to go hunting. The second thing I tell them is make sure and spend some time studying the locations that you're going to be hunting and understanding what calibers are probably going to be the best for that situation. You might not necessarily need to go grab the 460 or the 500s and be able to go out for some big game. You might only be hunting whitetail and tight end quarters, and there may be another caliber or another frame that'll be perfect for you. You know, taking up handgun hunting and shooting big handguns like this for the very first time can be a little bit of intimidating. I mean, when you see this and you grab it, you're like, oh my God, that thing's huge, it's gonna kick. In my opinion, these big hunting handguns from the Performance Center, they're designed to be able to work for you, designed to be able to perform in such a great manner. And from your cylinders to the barrels to the weight of it to the grips, everything is designed to be able to have lower and less recoil in comparison to what you think you would be dealing with when you shoot these big handguns. Now, that's not saying by any means there's not some kick to it and you don't have to have control of this handgun, but the reality is these are about as fun a firearm as I've taken up shooting ever. I mean, I really, from the first time that I saw them, yes, I was intimidated, but then from the moment I began shooting them, it became an addiction to learn all the different calibers that are really designed for hunting.
You know, handgun hunting is becoming more and more popular, and we've got a lot of different products from the Performance Center that can help you out on what you're looking for and what you're going to hunt with. The first gun up is a model 629, which is a stainless steel revolver, and it's really great for, North American hunting, especially whitetail. So if you want to hunt whitetail or pigs, this would be a great opportunity to use this gun. It's got integral rails on it, muzzle brakes, got a Performance Center tuned action. This is a great gun, especially if you just want to start off with handgun hunting. Next up is our 460. So if you're talking about elk hunting, long-range shooting, this is something you might be interested. You can shoot 3 calibers in this gun: 460, 454 Casull, or 45 long Colt. So if you just want to spend a day at the range, put 45 long Colts in it is great. A lot less recoil, a lot less than a 460. Muzzle brake, fiber optic sights, integral rails, Performance Center tuned action. Great gun for North American hunting. You can hunt whitetail as well as pigs and elk.
See the full lineup of handguns from the Performance Center at smith-wesson.com. Don't go anywhere. More handgun hunting tips when Cabela's DeerGearTV returns. Deer Gear is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Yamaha's proven off-road ATVs and side-by-side vehicles. Garmin Zero bow sight. Leave the guesswork behind.
We know if you found one crappie, you may have found 1,000. We know the joy of getting your boots back in the mud. We know the journey can be more rewarding than the destination. We know the great outdoors. We love the great outdoors. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Stop by today for huge savings on the gear you need and the brands you trust. plus free 2-day shipping at BassPro.com and Cabela's.com.
How do you aim a 36-yard shot with a 30-yard fixed pin at a 15-degree angle with a 7-inch holdover without moving a single pin? Easy. You get one of these. Zero, the auto-ranging digital bow sight from Garmin.
Welcome back to Cabela's DeerGearTV. We've talked about getting started with handgun hunting and have gone over the various models that the Performance Center has to offer. So now let's talk about trigger pull.
Your trigger pull and the follow through in a hunting situation with a handgun, to me, is two really important things. And they're vastly different probably from your competitive shooters and how they would focus on it and what they would be thinking about. But in a hunting situation, for me, it's one shot, one kill in a perfect world. And that trigger pull is something on a handgun that's really different than a rifle or your shotgun. It's a lot longer, it's a lot more drawn out. And staying through it, for lack of a better word, is something I think is really key in a hunting situation. I look at a lot of my misses on the range and even bad shots when I've been hunting. It's been a forced fast pull of the trigger, a jerk, and in my mind with that small barrel, you're pulling everything left or down in a lot of those situations. And I think that's what you want to avoid. And obviously the way to avoid that is practice and kind of concentrating going through it. That motion and that practice will pay off. And I've really kind of, even for me, begin to focus on that after the boom and staying down and through on that target and not trying to peak. And much like golf, when you peak, you top the golf ball. If you peak right at that moment of truth when you're expecting that gun to go off, your aiming point's going to differ. So trigger pull, good slow follow through in your mind, make it all good one motion, staying down on the target, I think could be a big key thing for guys that are picking up handgun hunting to help raise their success.
Another thing to help raise your success is being comfortable aiming, whether it's with open sights, red dot sights, or scopes. Let's hear from Wade on his opinion when it comes to the different sights you can put on a handgun.
The thing about hunting with anything nowadays, there's a lot of different ways that you can aim. And by aim, I'm talking about open sights, I'm talking about your sights on your bow, I'm talking about your scopes. I mean, there's just a lot of different styles out there available. And when it comes to handguns, you've got a wide range of choices as well. And you as the hunter need to find the ones that you are going to be the most comfortable with. And that may mean a lot of time on the range, shooting a borrowed gun or out in the field practicing with each one of them. Open sights would be an option. A scope would be an option. A red or a green dot style scope would be another option. And each one of those provide a wide range of experiences and a wide range of options for you as the hunter. I don't think there's any one person that could sit here and say this is the only way to do it, because you as the hunter need to understand what experience you're looking for. For me, for instance, I really got into hunting with open sights a little bit on some of the handguns. I just thought that was a unique challenge and something different. Took me all the way back to maybe shooting a BB gun as a little kid or something, and I began to talk to some of my other friends about that, and they really got into it as well. And since then, there are several of us that have taken animals with open sights. I've also hunted with a scope, and I've also hunted with a red dot, and each one of them I found to be exciting in their own means and methods, and I promise you I will hunt with every one of them time and time again because I really like this handgun hunting experience.
Don't go anywhere. When we return, Wade will walk us through his process on installing a red dot sight on his handgun, and we'll also take you on a handgun hunt with our own Jeff Reynolds. Stay tuned.
Is that not a beast? I mean,
Deer Gear is brought to you by Performance Center by Smith & Wesson. Performance when it matters most. High Vis. See what you've been missing. Thompson Center. America's master gun maker. Wiley X. Absolute premium protection.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X2. with a compact chassis perfect for exploring tight technical terrain. An ultra-quiet and smooth 850 class twin-cylinder engine, and next-level versatility with a 600-pound dumping cargo bed. No other side-by-side delivers this level of proven off-road performance. The all-new Wolverine X2 from Yamaha.
Kill a moose 2 miles from your truck, and you best not be scared of a little work. A lot of hunger pains, or the dark. Introducing the new TC Compass, only by Thompson Center. Follow your compass with America's master gun maker.
Red dot sights have become quite common in the handgun hunting world. Let's join Wade at the range and see what his process is when getting a new red dot.
Right now, I want to talk about, setting up and using a red dot. Straight out of the package, most of them, it appears, are pretty easy to use for your average hunter out there, and that's who I'm mostly talking to, is the guy that's going to set this up for hunting. Taking it down to the range, spending some time, obviously getting their first zero set up at a close distance, and then beginning to work backwards from there. It's interesting to me to talk to long-term handgun hunters that absolutely love the red dots for a lot of their setups. I mean, they're convinced that it gives them the fastest target acquisition and the best ability to shoot it at long distances and short distances simply by, raising and lowering the gun and dialing it in. They've got a lot of confidence in them, but I promise you, one of the biggest things they do is they've shot more, and shot again to build that confidence level. So when it comes to choosing a red dot, green dot, or one of those types of setups, the biggest piece of advice that we're gonna have, and the biggest piece of advice we're gonna give to you, is you need to spend a lot of time practicing. So we're in the process of basically putting this Trijicon red dot on here, and when you first get one mounted, we've got it on our 460 Smith & Wesson Performance Center Magnum handgun here. You'll take your first 3 shots, 15 to 25 yards like it's recommended, and you want to get a group, and then when you get some kind of a group, you can be able to move, shoot it again, move and shoot it again, and that's also part of the practicing scenarios that we talk about so much. It allows you to work on your trigger pull, it allows you to build confidence in what's going on, and build confidence in the sight and how to acquire and pick up the target, whether you're shooting at paper or a big old whitetail buck.
Maybe open sights are more your thing. High-vis sights is the industry leader in fiber optic sights, and they come in a variety of colors. Let's join Trevor Young from High-Vis Sights as he shows how easy it is to switch out different color fiber optics to match your hunting situation.
For the handgun hunter, we have calibers and models that are really tailored to the handgun hunter, and calibers with energy levels well beyond what we had 20 years ago.
Hi, I'm Trevor with High-Vis Shooting Systems. I have the Smith & Wesson Performance Center XVR here with a prototype rear sight with interchangeable fiber optics. And I'd like to show you a little bit about how it works and how to change the fibers. The tool we use has a small fin right here molded into the side of the tool. And then we see a locking groove in the center of the light pipe and this machine feature right here which locks the light pipe. So what we want to do is insert this at a slight angle, and the angle follows the line right here on the tool, and push that fin into the locking groove in the fiber and then twist backwards. And as you put pressure and twist, you'll see the light pipe start to protrude out the back of the sight. Then you can use, or I use, this end of the tool just to push it out. To insert the fiber, you just guide it in place, push it in until it locks. And that's how you change the fibers. The rear sight will come with green, red, and black fibers. And you can interchange and reuse them.
Check out all the fiber optic sights that High-Vis has to offer at highvissights.com. Let's learn a few more tips from Wade in regards to handgun hunting scenarios that may get overlooked by veterans and beginners alike.
You know, something that I like to really think about and practice in my hunting world is mimicking or thinking about exact hunting situations and how it may go down. If I know what stand I'm hunting or a blind, I'm playing it in my mind sometimes weeks and months in advance of what may happen. You know, this could be the scenario. I think the deer is going to come from my left. He's going to come in and he's going to water here or feed here or maybe work a scrape through here. How am I going to be situated to take that shot? Am I going to be shooting off of a tripod? Am I going to be leaning up of against a tree? Am I going to have a good solid rest, or may I be even shooting freehand? In any of those situations, I want to spend time practicing for that. Whether I'm on the range, sitting in a chair, sitting down on the ground, whether I'm off of a bench, whether I might even be shooting it freehand, because the more time I spend practicing and preparing for the exact situations I may encounter in the field, the better I'm going to be prepared for that moment of truth when I get that opportunity to harvest the buck of a lifetime, or maybe it's just a doe for the freezer. Another scenario a lot of people that can control that they don't necessarily think as much about is their clothing in a hunting situation. They've spent all summer practicing at the range, into the early fall, they're wearing a light jacket, light clothing, and then next thing you know, they're out in a hunting situation. It's cold, and they've got tons of gear on, and they've put gloves on for the first time. They've never pulled the trigger with the gloves. They've never basically raised their handgun into a position to take a shot with all that clothes on, and it's binding and it feels different. In the entire summer of practice and the entire early fall, it kind of goes out the window. I highly suggest spending some time shooting with gloves if you think you're going to be wearing gloves in a hunting situation. I know when it's cold, I'm going to have my gloves on, because the entire handgun's going to feel different. From how you load it, to how the trigger feels, to how you reload, everything about it's just going to be a little more cumbersome. You're going to feel like you're fumbling a little bit. So don't forget to practice with your gloves on. And if you'll spend some time preparing for that different feel, it will pay off, you know, because repetitive practice in anything is going to help you be more successful.
Deer Gear is brought to you by Conquest Scents, Hunting and Dog Scents, Engel Coolers, a legend in reliability, 10-Point Crossbows, perfection lives here.
Protect it or lose it.
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 Protect it
Or lose it.
Protect it or lose it.
Feed your need for speed. The Nitro XRT unleashes speeds up to 470 feet per second, producing 25% flatter arrow trajectory, resulting in knock-breaking accuracy and unprecedented knockdown power. The world has never seen a crossbow this fast, accurate, and compact. The Nitro XRT from 10-Point.
It's been really cool to spend time down on the range, you know, showing them what I've learned, talking about the strategies of hunting with a handgun, talking about the trigger pull, talking about practicing, and then watching them grab a handgun and going out for the very first time. And we've had some success and we've had some misses out there, but it's been really fun to watch and share that passion. So that's the cool thing about handgun hunting when I talk about it, is it's infectious, it's addictive, and once you start shooting it, you're going to want to shoot more, you're going to want to do it more, and you're going to have another means and methods to be able to go hunting with.
One of those people is Wade's good friend Jeff Reynolds, who is going out handgun hunting for the first time.
Man, I'm pretty excited about this. This is my first time ever trying to hunt with a handgun. I've watched Wade, Tony do it, Michael's done it, and I've got to see it done a lot, but I've never really, haven't got into shooting handguns, but I got to come out to the range with Wade the other day and shoot 3 or 4 times, just kind of see what it was like. This gun I'm hunting with is a powerful weapon. It's a Smith & Wesson 460 Performance Center pistol. Wade's given me a chance to go hunt with it, and I'm fixing to shoot a couple more times on the range with it, just to be sure I'm confident, you know, I can make a good shot if the opportunity comes up. But we're gonna get our stuff ready and go see if we can get it done.
After a short while, a mature buck hot on the tail of 2 does comes running out of the woods.
Shot me just stood there. I better shoot again. I tell you what, that got me a little shook up. Man, I seen it knocked him down. He was bleeding pretty good. I mean, I didn't see nothing on his opposite side, but it was right in his shoulder. Shot several deer before, and I ain't got shaken up, everything you're supposed to say it like this in a long time. But if you had never tried hunting with a handgun, you need to. It is a totally different experience.
Oh yeah. You can see where he was on his chest. There he is. He didn't go 30 yards. Just be sure. Oh yeah, he's done. Looky here, boys. Smith & Wesson Performance Center 460. Whew. Magnum. Can't forget the Magnum on there. What a thrill. I couldn't be more excited. This is definitely a thrill. He's kind of a neat deer. I mean, 6-point, but a cool looking rack. This way his horns lean forward. Mature deer, definitely mature, and he is rutted up. Man, you can smell him right now. But now we get to go back and get to Wolverine, go back to camp, and brag a little bit about this one. My first handgun deer, and I am super excited.
So the bottom line when it comes to taking up handgun hunting is don't be afraid to try it. Spend some time learning and understanding all the different calibers and the sizes of revolvers out there and what each one of them would go do, and then get out and enjoy it. Because I promise you, once you start taking up handgun hunting, you're gonna have another means and method that's gonna open up a lot of doors and opportunities for you to find success in the field.
For precise prescription eyewear, Wiley X knows there's no room for error. We meticulously craft our own prescription lenses to fit our high-wrap frames. And our ANSI safety-rated lenses are tested to uncompromising standards. Nothing but precise. Because precision is everything.
Many said that we were just obsessed when we started, that there had to be an easier way to smoke food. As time passed, the Bradley family created a lineup of Bradley electric smokers that has made it easier for the novice or even expert chef to get perfect results every time they use it. Grab yourself a Bradley smoker and take your cooking to an all-new level.
We plan all year for this. We hone our skills. We have confidence in the gear we choose. We pour over thousands of images and videos. When the time comes, will you be ready? Introducing the all-new 4K camera by Stealth Cam. Proven.
What does it take to make EverCalm deer scent? It takes a deer farmer who raises whitetails. It takes mixing the special blend of EverCalm, testing each batch.
Smells like deer.
And then pouring each container. Each container is cleaned, examined, and packaged for shipping. It takes the finest deer herd and a great team of people to make the best hunting scent available. EverCalm from Conquest Scents.
Want to know why the top shooting pros choose Hi-Vis? Hi-Vis has an enormous lineup of sights for every shooting platform possible that are clean looking and easy to mount. Improve your shooting with faster target acquisition and eliminate cross-sight dominance. Hi-Vis sights are the brightest out there, helping you find your target with ease, no matter the shooting conditions. Choose the best. Choose Hi-Vis and see what you've been missing.
Nobody likes crawling, creepy, or flying bugs. So ward them off with Sawyer Permethrin. It's more than a repellent. This odorless spray repels and kills mosquitoes, ticks, and more than 55 other kinds of insects. Sawyer, we keep you outdoors.
We demand a lot from the products that we use on our adventures around the world. When it comes to keeping things seriously cold, we rely on Angle Coolers, who have for over 50 years kept things cold. Angle Coolers, the original high-performance cooler.
I came back from Afghanistan with a traumatic brain injury. I couldn't talk. I still can't talk right. I didn't want to leave the house. Then my wife, God bless her, she got me off the couch and said, hey, enough's enough. You got to get back outdoors. The hunting gave me a whole new purpose, you know. It sped up my recovery big time. When I was deployed, I trusted Trijicon, and I still do today. Sergeant Rob Gustafson, U.S. Army retired.
Trijicon, brilliant aiming solutions.